Emil here, and I'm with my friends. You can see Jordan down here in the corner, and Jack is here somewhere. Can you guys hear Jack?
Hi. Yeah, we got it.
Okay. I'm gonna introduce them. You guys should know Jack from our previous videos, but Jordan's new. And earlier this year, in August, at GP Oakland, I'm hiding Jordan's face. Jordan got top 32, so he's a pro, and it annoys Jack. But anyway, today we're gonna be doing Theros spoilers, and we're gonna be going color by color, card by card. We're gonna talk about whether a card's standard playable, um, and if it is, then in what deck. And if it's not standard playable, then Jordan, who is the best limited player, although Jack's pretty good. Um, I'm joking. We're gonna talk about how good that card is in draft. So let's start. First of all, Cavalry Pegasus. 1/1 flyer for 2, including a white. Flying. Whenever Cavalry Pegasus attacks, each attacking human gains flying until end of turn. What do you guys think?
Well, I think the card has the potential to be insane, but it's the downside. It's a 1/1 for 2 with flying, which is not that good.
Yeah.
So it might be insane in some decks, but I don't think it's gonna be like first pickable.
Sure.
I think it's just really underpowered. Just, a 1/1 flyer for 2 is not something that you want to have in your deck. So, I feel like if you have a good number of humans, like 8 or 9, and, if you can really maximize the flying with it, then I think that it might be playable. Otherwise, you should probably stay away from it.
Yeah. And I think we all agree it's not standard playable. So, we're going to keep on going. Celestial Archon. Bestow for 7, including 2 white, flying first strike, and then the creature, and it's a 4/4 for 5 mana, including 2 white. Not bestow. You guys can see it. Jordan can't see it too well, so I have to describe it. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 and has flying and first strike.
So, what I'm thinking about this card is that, well, personally, I love Bestow. Bestow is just an awesome mechanic. And if you could actually lay this, like, with Bestow, I think you're going to be probably in a really good spot because, if you have like a 3/3 and then give it 4/4 flying first strike, that's a lot of power. So I feel like this, I think that this is also one of the pre-release promos. So this is going to be probably one of them that I'm going to be trying to get because, it's obviously a limited bomb. So I love this card.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I would first pick it for sure in a draft. It's a bomb because if you play it for 5, it's a 4/4. Flying with first strike, it's already good.
It's a Sarah Angel that has first strike instead of vigilance. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you put it with Bestow, it's like a 2-for-1 always a 2-for-1 because they have to kill the creature, which is giant.
Yeah.
And then it's a giant dinosaur, and then when the creature dies, you still have a giant dinosaur, basically.
Sure. Jack, standard potential.
So, I feel like just because Anstar is rotating out and we're losing a lot of cards, I feel like this might make its way into some decks. I just feel like, that mana slot is the range for, Archangel Thune or like Colonian Hydra. So there's a lot of competitors. So I feel like it might make its way as like a 1 of or a 2 of, but probably it'll just be a lot better limited.
Okay. Chain to the Rocks. 1 mana, enchant mountain you control. When Chain to the Rocks enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Chain to the Rocks leaves the battlefield. So it's a Fiend Hunter or the new 2/2 Fiend Hunter. Blanking on the name.
Banisher Priest.
Banisher Priest. But it's an enchantment that goes on a mountain. So it's harder to kill, but it doesn't give you a creature. What do you guys think?
Well, that card is going in my deck for sure, in my sideboard at least.
Yeah.
It has the potential to be very good as a 1 mana removal,
Yeah.
which is always pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Draft. It's an interesting question if you would first pick that pack 1, because it is probably some of the best removal you're gonna find in white. But you have to play red for it. And it's in yeah.
So it's kind of like a card that's printed in Zendikar, I think, and it's called Journey to Nowhere, which is pretty much the same thing, except it's not an enchantment you control, and it's just an enchantment. So it's like an O-ring that can only target creatures, and I feel like that was definitely better than this, because if you're planning on like first picking this in limited, then you have to pretty much be in 2 colors.
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I definitely probably would stay away from this for first pick, because if there was a card like this in Ravnica, where
Yeah.
you're going 3,
Two-
4 colors every single draft,
Yeah.
I might be a little bit more inclined to taking this, but I just feel like it has a lot more standard potential.
Yeah. In standard, it's probably going to see play in a blue-white-red control deck as a 1-mana removal that blue-white-red sometimes is lacking in. And it can enchant Sacred Foundry, Steam Vents, and any basic mountains that you're playing. And you might be playing more than usual because there are only 16 dual lands that can go in a blue-white-red deck. So it definitely has potential there.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's gonna be a lot better in like a Boros aggro deck.
Sure.
Yeah.
In a deck
Yeah.
like that, you really want to maximize your mana, and
Yeah.
having a removal spell that can get like a Desecration Demon or something that really just stops your board.
Yeah.
Just being able to do that for 1 mana is really valuable.
Yeah.
I feel like also it's a lot better with the Shocklands still in standard, because
Mhm.
it's just a lot more,
Has
versatile.
a lot more targets.
Yeah, so after rotation, all the 3-color decks are probably gonna be out.
Well, that's an interesting question because you still have, for every 3-color deck, you still have 12 dual lands, shock lands, plus at least 4 the tapped lands that's the scry lands. And some color combinations end up having 8 scry lands instead of just 4. But the question is, scry lands are just guild gates that are better. But do you really want to be playing those in aggressive 2-color decks or aggressive 3-color decks?
I think that if you're playing 3 colors in the post rotation standard, you're probably not really going to be that aggressive.
Yeah, you're going to be a control deck. Blue, white, red, Esper, and if you guys watch Star City games, then they released Brian Braunduin released a deck of a black, white, red Peripheros deck. Peripheros deck, and that was mid range. So it's probably not going to be in a 3-color isn't going to go aggro. There isn't going to be a Naya Blitz deck.
Okay, let's try to hurry this up a little bit, because
Elspeth Sun Champion. I don't think there's any question about first picking this or not.
No first pick that.
This is the definition of a bomb unlimited. Like
It
when I think of Theros and I think of first picking, a picture of Elspeth just comes into my mind. Just because the power level of her is just through the roof,
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask if it can be played in standard or not. That's the real question.
That's the real question. Yes, it can. And I feel like any white deck can play it.
Well,
aggro can play it.
Yeah.
Yes, but okay, it doesn't go in Boros aggro, but I feel like any white control / mid-range strategy will and should play it. Because it protects itself better than 90% of planeswalkers. The -3 will kill will kill a lot of creatures in this format. And I mean, if you get to the -7, then your 1/1s are just gonna 3/3s now are just gonna destroy them. And the +1 ability is just insane. So yeah, it will see play.
Yeah, so let's go on to Fabled Hero.
Okay, Fabled Hero. Colorless, white, 2/2 double strike with heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Fabled Hero, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's a 2/2 that has the potential to become bigger. What do you guys think?
I think that I'm gonna go straight to constructed and say that I think it might be playable. If there are enough targets to target it with heroic,
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll make it a lot better, because a 2/2 double strike for 3 isn't that great. You know, we
Yeah.
saw Silverblade Paladin, and that was really good because you could give your other creatures double
Yeah.
strike.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you could really maximize the heroic, then it'll be playable in standard.
Yeah.
Well, in limited, it's a question of how good is heroic? Because I mean, it seems pretty good to me because there's a lot of bestow going on and enchantments.
Yeah. So enchantments do target it. So any enchantment, and there's a lot of enchantments. That when they target it, it grows. So like definitely something to watch out for as a first pick and in
Yeah.
draft.
So I don't know. Would you take that or removal?
I take Magma Jet over at first pick.
Yeah.
Just because of like Magma Jet's a lot more versatile.
Yeah,
because,
and
you know,
it ends up being able to kill it if it's not heroic.
Yeah, because double blights can be pretty like. So Magma Jet's a lot better because it's only one red. So you know if you're splashing red, you can play it. But Fabled Hero, you really have to be straight white.
Yeah.
To be able to like really use it to its full potential.
Okay, let's keep going. Favorite hoplite, uncommon, heroic. So it's a 1/2 for 1. So that's bigger than most one drops have.
Not
Toughness.
in this set.
What?
There are many 2/1s in this set.
That is true. I've noticed that. Yeah. So heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets favorite hoplite, put a +1/+1 counter on it and prevent all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. What do you guys think? Bad.
The thing is that you know if you want to be targeting something with
you don't want to be targeting favorite hoplite.
Right next to it, like below and next to it.
Yeah.
You know, you're really gonna want to put it like on a Fabled Hero or something that can really just.
Yeah.
You know, 3/3 double strike is a lot better than a 2/3. So
Yeah.
I think that if you just don't have any heroics, then you know Sanctuary Cat's pretty bad card. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gift of Immortality. This is an interesting flavor card. Definitely flavored with like Roman or Greek myth because giving like immortal stuff, I guess. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Well, I think it can be very good if you have a lot of creatures that they have the ability that when it enters the battlefield, like you know the demon from M14 that whenever it enters the
Shadowborn
battlefield,
demon. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just sack it, return it, kill a guy, sack it. So that's like a combo.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look out for. This is gonna be a combo heavy like standard because there's also like the Whip of Erebus that you get to return a creature from your graveyard. We'll talk about it later when we do Black Review, but it works so well with Obsidat because you actually get to keep the Obsidat.
I actually really disagree with that. I think that this is going to be a much more straightforward standard.
Really?
Like, because, you know, with the new card that we're going to talk about later, Fleecemane Lion, you know, it's just, I think that the whole planet standard's either going to be, like, stall the game out, you know, black-green control,
I think so there's, like, going to be some combo decks, and Thoughtseize is going to do a lot to stop those from working too well. And then there's going to be a lot of straightforward decks. But, like, Theros with Young Pyromancer and, like I said, Whip of Erebus with Obsidat. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. Glare of Heresy. Let's speed this up just a bit. Glare of Heresy.
I think that, you know, if Heliod becomes a really big thing, then Glare of Heresy is going to be your go-to sideboard card for it. You know, maybe sideboard is just... It's not that impressive, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather just, like, play black and play a Doomblade, you know?
Yeah. Definitely, it's powerful, but something like Doomblade... Like, white needs removal, but it's very situational. So, it's not really one of your top picks in the draft.
Yeah.
God's Willing. Target creature... So, 1 white. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Scry 1.
Heroic is what I'm just... That's the only thing I can say about it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be... It works with Heroic. And then Scry's a powerful ability. It lets you completely just set up your game plan. So it's definitely a good card. It's not one of your first 4 or 5 picks, but it's definitely something good to pick up in that middle part of the pack.
Yeah, because other cards like there were just cards in like Gate Crash and RTR. They just didn't really do that much, cards that prevent all damage that'll be dealt to it, and cards like that. Whereas this, with Heroic in the set, it makes it a lot better, and also the Scribe one is really valuable on a 1-mana instant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seems very powerful. It's like third pick or second pick, I think.
Yeah.
No, I'd say
I mean,
it's more around the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think it's like 5th to 10th pick.
Yeah. I would say third. I mean, if you're going to if you get pick 1, the double striker heroic, pick 2 another heroic, and then you get that pick 3. It seems pretty.
That's like a situational thing, but like yeah.
Heliod.
Yeah, Heliod. Okay, I think we all snap take it pack 1 pick 1, and if you're going monocolor and you see this guy pick 1 pack 2 or pack 3, it's definitely worth splashing for. It is more difficult to get the ability to work if you're splashing for it, but the thing is that ability is going to work late game, and you're going to have 2 white sources late game, and Heliod is a very, very powerful card.
I think splashing it maybe, I'd probably take it just because, I think it's around $20 right now.
Okay.
But I think that the ability to really maximize pumping out 2/1s with Vigilance, I think that you really need to be more into white to utilize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Standard, me and Jack were talking about whether this is one of the best gods, or some people think that it's one of the worst gods, and I definitely disagree with those people. I think that it is the first or second best god, before or after Theros, because it's definitely more powerful than the other ones. I think me and Jack and I both agree, right?
In standard, yes.
In standard. So it's gonna be where you're gonna see this card is gonna be in a white X control deck, that needs a win condition, and since he doesn't die to your own verdicts, and you're gonna end up having 8 mana with hopefully 4 white sources with all the duels that you can be playing. Hopefully, you're gonna be able to get 2 2/1s that end up having vigilance per turn. And he's very hard to kill, so that is a card to watch out for.
Okay. Heliod's Emissary.
Yeah.
So is it bestow 7? I can't really see.
Yeah, it's a 6 and a white.
Okay, so the first thing when I first looked at it, I'm like, wow, this card's amazing. And I think it definitely is good. It's a Master Diversion that's, a hill giant with bestow. The only problem with it is that 7 mana is a lot of mana.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of the time, you're just going to be playing it as a 4-drop. I think that the first card, the Archon guy, I think that's definitely a card that you'd rather have as a 7 mana bestow.
Yeah. I mean, this is an uncommon compared to that guy being rare. But assuming that your rare isn't one of the cards that we've talked about, this is a very powerful pickup. First, second, third pick. 100-handed one. This guy... Flavor, yeah, definitely. So, yes, first pickable, definitely. A 3/5 Vigilance for 4 is very powerful. It can block a lot of the things in the format that aren't bestowed, or pumped up with Heroic, or enchanted somehow. So, he's a good blocker, and when you put Monstrosity on him, he is a very good blocker, because he can block up to 99 more creatures.
The thing is that I think that I might pick the Lightning Strike or Magma Jet over it, just because, like I said, you can splash those, and this you really can't. Because
no, this is going to be very hard to splash for.
Yeah. And I think that so far, white has been a pretty good color, so far.
White definitely has some of the most powerful cards.
Yeah.
Sure. Standard playable, it's very interesting. I saw CVM was running this in his blue-white deck as a 2 of mainboard, 2 of sideboard, which I disagreed with to some extent, but I realized that when you don't have a verdict, you need something to block with, and in a blue-white deck, which is what he was running, the monstrosity, the 3 white is reasonable. Your colors are spread pretty evenly. You're gonna have 3 blue, 3 white on average. So you can monstrosity him, and then he can block anything. You can throw him away, by chumping their Alpha Strike and then verdicting, and it was powerful. I liked it.
I can just imagine someone's
Oh.
face after, like, they're playing Boros aggro, you just slam this, next turn you give it monstrous, and they're just, you know, they scoop because you really can't do anything about
I
it.
disagree. I actually disagree because if they're aggro deck, they're going to win by turn 5.
I mean, no, if you stall it out, like, if
Yeah.
you slow down the board with, like, verdicts and
But the thing is that
Well,
at the
after you supreme verdict, you're not going to win afterwards. It's just if you get that far, you don't need that card.
yeah, that's sort of what I was about to say. That by turn 7, on average, a control deck with Revelation has beaten a Boros aggro deck.
Exactly.
And this is when this guy is going to become most powerful. So he might not be too good against like Boros aggro. He might not be as necessary. Observant Alcide. So what do you guys think?
I actually don't think it's too good.
Doesn't see. I mean, it is a common, so it's gonna be. I think this might be one of the first commons, right? Yeah, this is the third common actually. But it's an interesting that bestow at common. It's powerful because again, this is basically 2 creatures.
Yeah, but I know bestow is powerful. But the thing is, if you're gonna play, okay, so let's say it's 6 mana, right? I can't really see the text.
The bestow is a 4 and a white.
Oh, bestow is 4 and a white. How much is to cast that?
2 and a white.
Okay, so it's actually interesting because it's not very good late game since you don't really want to give your guy because a 2/2 vigilance for 3 is not that good late game, and giving +2/+2 to your guy, it's basically late game is just enchantment because getting a 2/2 is not very relevant most of the time.
Which is why it's so interesting because usually when you top deck this card, like if you top deck a 2/2 vigilance or even a 3/3 vigilance for 3, let's say, because it has to be better if it doesn't have bestow, it's not going to be as powerful in like a board stall. But this could end up being able to pump one of your creatures to become bigger than your opponent's board.
In a way, I'm actually going to disagree with you guys because I think, RTR, there was a card called Knightly Valor, which was, it gives them +2/+2 and vigilance, and you get a 2/2 vigilance guy. So I compare that to this mainly because, you know, it gives them +2/+2 and vigilance, and when they kill it, you get the 2/2 guy. So I think it's kind of a downgrade from it, but you can obviously play it as a creature. But Knightly Valor was very good in that format. So I'd say that it's more than playable.
That's true. This Ordeal of Hellion.
First Ordeal.
Yeah. I think so. So basically, what we're looking at is that so whenever it attacks, the creature gets a counter, and it's interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I actually don't think it's that great because when you play it, it basically does nothing. It gives you +1/+1, which is okay. But let's say they have 3 turns to get removal basically.
Yeah.
And I guess and you get 10 life, but you want something that stays on the creature, like that's solid. That let's say Mark of the Vampire. It doesn't. So usually enchantments, you don't want them coming off the creature.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this: best combo in Standard. Turn 1 Elvish Mystic.
Okay.
Turn 2 Fabled Hero.
Okay.
Turn 3 play both of these. Attack because it gets the 2 counters from it getting targeted twice, and also 2 counters from this, so you sack them.
Yeah.
Gain 20 life and attack for 14. Is it?
Yeah.
Just saying.
That is pretty good. I could see that winning some games, but like now talking about whether this is standard playable,
probably not.
Probably not. I mean, I'd love to see someone play this card in that situation. I would definitely watch that game and enjoy it, but I don't think it should be on your radar for something to put in your white deck.
So the thing is that people say that life gain's not that good, and I agree. You know, it's it doesn't affect the board at all.
Yeah.
And life is a lot of life, though. So
yeah,
you have to remember that.
Like I was looking through them, and this one was the one that I saw last, and I thought to myself, even though it doesn't impact the board, it changes the game more than the other ones. I forget what all the other ones do, I don't think I'm gonna look at them. You guys can look at them at home on your own. But I feel like this will make the game go on for the longest after you do it if you're losing. So yeah.
Okay, let's go on.
Phalanx leader. White.
This is, as
What?
we said, it's a lot better with heroic. You know,
Yeah.
if you only have like 2 or 3 targeting spells, you're not gonna play this.
No.
But if you have like 6 or 7 and like this is mid pack 3, I'd probably take it just because being able to like get that Gavin Township and just
Yeah.
getting towers on all your guys, I think that's pretty valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, let's move on to Vanquish the Fool. 6 mana, including a white. Destroy target creature with power, or foul. Vanquish the foul. Yeah. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, scry 1. What do you guys think?
It's immovable. I mean, not much to say. Not else much to say.
It's, like, the thing is that there was, what was the card?
Smite the Monstrous.
There's Smite the Monstrous, but in return or Ravnica block, there was this 6 mana, exile something populate.
Oh, Tristani's Judgment.
Tristani's Judgment, and that card was just a lot better.
Yeah.
Because this is situational removal, and this can't kill any gods. And the Scry one, like we said before, it's a pretty powerful mechanic on its own, but it's not gonna change the game too much.
But you need removal. Every deck's need removal.
You need removal, but this is so situational. Yeah.
This is not good removal. I will not be happy calling this my removal because I can call it removal, but it's fairly situational by if they're just it's 6 mana and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially for what looks to be a fairly aggressive format, at least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah. Not standard playable.
Well, usually when you try to kill something, you want to kill something. I guess it's not that good, but you need removal.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think it does fit in your 23, unless your deck is pretty strong. It fits. I think it fits in your 23.
I mean, if you're going wide, I don't know. I don't know.
Wingsteed Rider.
What? Yeah, Wingsteed Rider.
Windrake Plus.
Windrake, which is harder to cast, not blue, with heroic.
Yeah, that's why I said Windrake Plus. It's a 2/2 flying for 3 with a bonus ability.
Yeah. Just put a counter on it. So again, needs heroic. It does see again, enchantments do trigger heroic. What?
High pick, in my opinion.
High pick?
Yeah, it's good.
Sure. Yeah, I mean Windrake is always powerful.
It's
Flyers,
a common, so
Yeah. Okay, so that concludes our first video. As you can see, there were 135 spoilers out at this time when we did the video. If there are any new ones that come out in white, we'll be sure to go back to them. But for today, we'll see you guys in the next video.